Good afternoon, everyone. How are you today? We hope everyone's doing great out there. Brother Mike is off today. He's doing some things with family, job interviews, and different things, so he won't be here with us today. So we're going to go ahead and just bring our guest out, which is Jacob Bill from Jake's Exotic Balls. He's a local breeder here in my area. Been very receptive, very helping to us in so many different ways. Helped us get started with our rodents and things. So definitely appreciate him, but we want to get him promoted out there and everyone to know who he is. And he's got some fantastic snakes. So today we're going to look at a lot of those, break from the traditional show a little bit, and just let him advertise himself and talk about what's going on and how he got to where he's at. So we'll go ahead and bring Mr. Jacob out now. How you doing, brother?
Good, man. What's going on?
Oh, just killing time today. Answering
Oh, yeah.
answering answering crazy text messages right now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we got to deal with something, but it's all good. So how's things over in Pace, Florida?
It was a little wet earlier, but it's dried up. The sun's come out. Just doing a little errands and trying to get everything sorted a bit before we jumped on this.
I got you. I got you. Well, go ahead and I'm gonna blow you up here and tell everybody who you are, where you come from, what you're about, and those kind of things.
All right. It's Jacob on Facebook, but pretty much if you call me Jacob, I know that you met me originally either online or in school, one way or the other, because
Jake,
more
yeah.
often than not, everybody just calls me Jake. And you can call me pretty much whatever as long as you say it with a smile on your face. I don't give a damn. So, but I'm fourth generation from Pensacola. Loved all the animals since I was a kid. Was allergic to dogs and cats. Still had them regardless. Snot running down my nose, tears running down my face, and still just loving on them. And then decided everybody called me Jake the Snake after the wrestler. So
Right.
kind of got more into the reptiles and stuff at that point, and got my first snake when I was 9, had it for about a year, sold that for some money to go to Disney. Then when I was in high school, I got 2 more, had them till I moved out and couldn't bring them with me. And then my daughter's 4th birthday, we went to the fairgrounds. There was a Repticon going on, and I went in and I'm just like, all right, hold a couple snakes or whatever. And she's like, Daddy, can I hold one? I was like, you got to be brave, because if you drop a snake and break it, I don't want to pay for that. And she was like, I'll be brave, Daddy. So it was like, all right, cool. So she held one because we were on our way to the pet store to get her a beta fish.
Right.
And after holding a few snakes, she was like, Daddy, can I have a snake for my birthday instead? I was like, yes. So we wound up walking out with a Kenyan sand boa because I kind of felt like a ball python for a 4-year-old might have been a bit much at the time. So started out with that. But as soon as I got into that and checking them out, like just doing history, and then I found out about morphs. And then I was like, oh, well, ball python's probably got morphs. It's been like 13 years since I've had one, so let's go check that out. And started looking online, found out about fauna and all this other stuff. I mean, God, this was
One
it was
second, Jake. One second. I'm going to step out. The wife's going to step into my chair for a minute, and I'll be right back. I got to make a phone call, unfortunately.
okay. Yeah, not a problem.
My turn on the hot seat.
What up?
All right, so continue.
So my daughter, it was her 4th birthday, and she's just turned 18. So 14 years ago is whenever I started getting back into balls, and I went from that one KSB, and then I found out, like I said, about fauna classifieds and all the forums and all that other stuff. I never got on the forums just because that wasn't really me. So I was just like, I would read them, get knowledge, go look at the different morphs, check out the ads, and I wound up getting a black pastel posset pied, and that was and still is my favorite single gene incomplete dominant is black pastel, and the majority of my collection is built around black pastel or stuff in the 8-ball complex. I mean, I have other shit, but for the most part I stick with the dark stuff. And yeah, I went from that one king in sand boa to 16 snakes the first year, and I bought a breeder, did a pairing of a it was a chocolate pinstripe male to a stable female, and very first pairing she was egg bound and died. I didn't
Oh
know
no.
about egg binding or anything to that effect, and it was like, okay, well, lesson learned that hurt because stable chocolate and pinstripe would have been sick. So it was like, all right, hell yeah. Well, kept on going, buying mostly, like I said, black pastel or 8 ball shit, and I wound up being the first to make a albino onyx. And then, yeah, outside of that, it's just been problems, you fix it. You get more problems, you get more animals, more problems, figure it out, figure it out, figure it out. And there's been a ton of times where it's just like, man, shit, I want to throw the towel in, call it a day, and wind up just taking care of your animals again and get that love and that passion, and it's still just right there. It's just one of those things that as long as you truly care about them and you love what you're doing, because like seeing the babies hatch, for me it's like Christmas at a casino, like the presents open themselves and you don't know if you're about to strike it rich or strike it out. So it's like
Definitely.
as soon as they open it up and then you see those little fat faces get stuck in the egg slits, it's like, hell yeah, this is what you do it for.
Definitely. Well, we've got our first clutch hatched out. It wasn't mine. Did it for someone else. We got 7 in there right now, and then my first clutch will hatch in the next 10 days or so.
Very nice. What is y'all's first clutch?
It's just a double het clown pied female to an orange dream spot nose leopard clown.
Oh yeah,
So
that'll make pretty babies though, man.
it's possible that he's het pied. Not sure, but I guess if I could pick what I want out of, I would want a spot nose leopard clown pied.
Hell yeah.
I mean, Batman's
Those,
are a dime a dozen, but you don't see them in pied very much.
yeah, I don't have too much stuff in the pie project. I mean, I'm starting to get more, but it is all clown pied, and for the most part, inchy and or pinstripe is involved in it because I always want to try and shoot for the ones that have extra pattern. And I'm about to start putting blackhead into it, and I'm gonna see if I can get some mahogany stuff because I've noticed that in a lot of those there is definitely more pattern. So
Right.
throwing that on top of the others, especially if I'm putting Orange Dream and Inchy and Yellow Belly into it as well, definitely gonna make it pop. So I'm excited about that.
Well,
Actually just had a clutch of the Clown Pied hypo stuff recently.
yeah, that was nice. That was nice. So, what all do you do? You
Yeah.
just do it out of the house, or let everybody know how they can find you? Yeah.
So, yeah, I breed the snakes out of the house. The rodents are in the barn, but all at my place out here in Pace. Um, if you're interested in a snake, you can get in touch with me on Facebook. It's just Jacob Beal. I do have my rodent breeding page on there. It's Trap House Feeders. Um, funny story about that. Chelsea, she's the whitest white girl you will ever meet. She was going to have a sign commissioned for me. She's the one that came up with the name because we were talking about names riding in the car, and that song Trap Queen came on, and she's like, Trap House Feeders. And I was like, all right, yeah, that's cool. We'll go with that. And then we registered the name and all that stuff with the LL. Well, we've got the S Corp and the LLC going for the rodent business and for the snakes. But she was going to get a sign made for the house, like commissioned, already spoke to the guy and was going to have this thing made and paid for. And I was like, you're absolutely not putting a sign in front of our house that says Trap House this way. And she was like, what? Why not? And I was like, do you not know what a trap house is? She did not. So I had to explain to her that a trap house was where they sell drugs. And she was like, "You were going to let me do that?" I was like, "No, I wasn't." She's like, "Will you still let me register the name with the state?" And I was like, "Yes, because it's funny. It'll stick out. People will remember it. It's fine. It's not like we're selling drugs." Well, I mean, we kind of are, because I mean, you're selling these rodents to people and they got to have them. So it's like, yeah, a little bit of a rodent drug dealer kind of thing. And she laughed about it, but it was pretty funny how that came up. Anyhow, so that's on Facebook. My Instagram is where I post all the snakes and everything that I'm doing there. If you need to order with me on rodents, I have it through the page. There's a link to my Square site where we do pickups Tuesday and Thursday evening from 5:15 to 7, and then Saturday and Sunday from 11 to 2:30. I do have it on a schedule like that, and is for a good reason. Whenever I first started doing this, I would have people calling me or messaging me about getting rodents all the time, and I would just drop everything and go out and do it.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, "All right, I'm going to be there in 10 minutes." Well, I'm eating dinner whenever they message me and say that they're going to be there in 10 minutes. So, like, I'm thinking best thing to do, haul ass out there, get it, best customer service ever. Well, 10 minutes turns into 30 minutes or 45 minutes. And since I started breeding rodents, I wasn't allergic to them. And a year and a half into it, I'm out in the barn and I have the absolute worst asthma attack I've ever had in my life. I could literally breathe like tunnel vision, everything started going by the time I got in the house, used my inhaler, and wound up being like, all right, wow, that's crazy. What the hell happened? Whatever. 10 minutes later, I go back out there, and within 5 minutes, it's same happening again. And I realize that I'm allergic. And so, because of that, I have to wear a respirator now. And going out there, I do kind of put long sleeves on. I do try to have pants on so that way it doesn't touch my skin. That whole deal is just a lot for my system. So,
Yeah.
regulating my time out there and making sure that I'm not getting dicked around by somebody who says they're going to be there in 10 minutes and it takes them 30 minutes, or they don't show at all and all this other stuff. So, the way that it works now, you order on the site, it gives you a text whenever it's ready, and it also gives you the option to pay with your card or any other kind of like PayPal, Venmo, whatever through the site, or you can do the cash code. And the cash code, you just pay cash when you get here. So
Right.
we try to make it as easy as possible without giving up every bit of my time and trying to regulate, because having a full-time job, 100 and I think 80-ish snakes right now with 4 clutches in the incubator, and I probably got another 5 more, and I've already had 13 this season. So I've surpassed my uh, personal best of 10 in a year by,
A
well,
lot.
3 so far. Well, 13 so far, and probably at least another 7 to go.
Well, we're going to take a break here real quick and recognize everybody out in the chats and bring them up for a second, and then we'll play a couple commercials and get back into it. So we have Miss Courtney.
Brooklyn.
Courtney in Brooklyn.
Love them.
So do I. I didn't even know they were doing reptiles till after Brooklyn left the store.
Yeah, she used to work with Brooklyn.
Oh, dang.
Got the wife double dipping here.
Let's see.
Yeah, I'm getting there. My fingers aren't cooperating with my brain signals. It happens when you're older and dirt. And you got
Or it
Miss.
happens when. What's that?
So we got Miss Mitzi here. She's probably one of the biggest supporters of everyone in this community. She's on every podcast, cheering for everybody, advertising everybody, putting everybody out there, trying to help every way she can.
Very cool. Nice to meet you.
And we got Pete with Garden State.
What up?
Thank you,
I
Pete.
think I saw Wiz in there earlier.
Yeah. We got Dustin with Clowning Around Pythons.
What up, Dustin? Yeah, I'm going to be doing, or I was scheduled to do his podcast, but I think he had some stuff come up and he had to like rearrange things, and I haven't talked to him since then, but we'll figure it out.
All right, he'll get that taken care of. Then we got there. He is again. I don't. This is a new one on me. Do you know who that is?
I don't know him from the call name, but what up?
I would think it's somebody you know though.
I would say so. I'd say so. Yeah,
We
being
got
a bartender for 20 years, you also wind up meeting a lot of people through that.
oh definitely. We got Brave. He probably had a smoothie this morning. That's his big thing. He's a smoothie monster.
Oh, hell yeah.
And then Dickie's Balls. Dickie Foster.
What up?
He's a good guy too. And then Keys, how you doing, buddy? I guess you
There
wasn't feeling
goes Keys.
you wasn't
Yeah,
feeling great Friday
been
night.
trying to get on his thing on Friday nights, and Fridays have been crazy for me recently, so I haven't even been able to be home on Friday night. So
You got to be able to put your
yeah.
hair down.
Hey, I'm totally the night that I did get on there for a minute, y'all were there.
Yeah.
I was having issues with my audio. I couldn't hear what anybody was saying, and it just kind of started to piss me off. And I was like, all right, I am too tired to be fooling with this right now. But I appreciated everybody trying to get me in there.
Yeah, just any Friday jump on. I'm usually going to be there on Fridays. The last
Oh,
2 weeks, he just had some issues and health, not feeling good, so didn't do a show this week anyway.
okay.
But we'll be back to it Friday, I'm sure.
Very cool. I'll try and jump in for that.
Let's see. Dennis West. Dennis here is a good guy. He is into the True Ghost Exanthic project pretty tight.
I'm leaning into that pretty heavy myself.
Of course, he's
Got
on the other Exanthic, the VPI line.
VPI. I mean, it works either way. It's
Yeah,
wherever you got the True Ghost in there for either of the lines. Either any of the lines.
right.
I think they look very similar. I mean, it's a slight tone difference, but you still get that like slate gray kind of like mountainous rock looking kind of color to it, and it's awesome. I shit the bed on odds for that this year so far because of the two clutches that I was expecting some True Ghost stuff on, because I had more than that just for like Black Exanthic and DG and Black Exanthic DG Hypo, and the male didn't wind up proving out of the two pairings that I did for the DG Hypo Black Exanthic stuff, and God, the Hypo GHI Het Black Exanthic male that I paired to a Black Pastel Het Black Exanthic Pos Het Hypo. She proved out for Hypo, gave me 5 visuals out of 6
Yeah.
eggs, and didn't give me a single Black Exanthic, but she is the one that gave me this baby. Well, can't see it all that great, but yeah. So this is a Hypo Black Pastel GHI 66% Het Black Exanthic. This was what I was shooting for, but with backs obviously, but didn't hit it. But this and
Still a
the
beautiful
other
animal.
sibling.
Looks like we got the same. One of the racks are exactly the same. That one right there behind you, same as mine.
Yeah, I got that from Nick Rader. He was trying to get rid of some of his ball pythons, and I scooped up a Pied girl from him and a lesser pinstripe male and this rack, and it was like, all right, yeah, I'll. He made a very good deal for me that I just could not turn down. So
Yeah.
we also got this GHI Hypo that is 66% Het Black Exanthic, and then this Hypo Black Pastel 66% Het. I'll be keeping this one and the Hypo GHI Black Pastel, but this little one is going to be going. once it's had all 3 of its meals. And then I got 2 hypos that are pos het backs and a GHI het hypo 66% het back. So I'll be letting go out of that clutch. But the other clutch that completely broke my heart was a black pastel het black xanthic 66% het hypo and an HRA het black xanthic 50% het hypo. I was not holding out any hopes for the True Ghost. I just wanted a Bax Onyx. Well, I also started to switch the trajectory of my breeding course a few years ago because I loved albino and a shit ton of het albino stuff. And I just decided, I'll breed it out. Like eventually I'll be all right. Well, all of those black pastel females that are het backs are also 50% het albino.
Okay.
That HRA was also 50% het albino. And out of that clutch of 5 eggs, I didn't get a single black pastel, no onyx, no hypo, no black xanthic, but I got 2 albinos, 3 HRAs, and 2 normals. And it was just like heartbreaker to the max because onyx is like my favorite combo, and putting it in black xanthic has been the goal since I started that project.
Right.
And sometimes the odds gods just kick you in the dick and you just got to keep moving forward because that's the only option you got.
Yeah, the clutch that we just hatched out for another guy here in town supposed to have been a pastel het clown girl to a leopard blade clown, and 8 of them hatched. One of them didn't make it. Evidently, she's not het clown, or it just didn't pass on. Ain't none of them clowns for sure.
So you can have bad luck though, because I've done a lot of het to het pairings, which I know it's always the long run, but I'm not a big gambler, and this is like the only gambling that I do. And I had 2 girls het to het pairings that I was breeding for clown. Well, 16 eggs. Out of 16 eggs, the odds are 1 in 4 you would get a visual. How many visuals do you think I got out of those 16 eggs? Fucking
none.
1.
1.
And it's like my chest has been caved in by the odds gods whenever it's come to clown stuff. But typically, though, when I do hit them, I hit them hard. And I've probably hatched out of, and this is where it gets really crazy, I'd say over 150 eggs in the clown project from either het to het or visual to het. And out of all of that, I've probably had 12 laid. 3 of those have died, and I've only gotten 9 out of 150 eggs.
Wow.
So it's been shit odds for me as far as that went. But like even whenever I would do a visual to het, 8 egg clutch, and I'd have 2 or 3 visuals in it. And it's just like, son of a bitch. But they shine on you and shit on you in the same year. So you got to take the good with the bad and roll forward and just love what you do, because otherwise you're going to get your feelings hurt a lot. There's a lot of times you're going to have your hopes up and you think you're going to nail it, and it just doesn't work out.
Yeah, definitely.
When it does work out, that's when it gets so much sweeter, and you're just like, hell yeah, I finally nailed it.
Oh, we'll go ahead and play some sponsorship commercials real quick, and then if you need to do something, we'll got about 2 minutes.
All right.
Tired of the hassle and waiting? Cocoa to go is ready to use right out of the bag. At BNS Reptilia, quality isn't a goal. It's the standard behind every animal they produce and every product they create. When you're ready to upgrade your enclosures, make sure you choose the substrate that's triple washed, low dust, and built to deliver moisture retention for serious reptile keepers' demands.
Looking to take your reptile game to the next level? Husbandry Pro is the all-in-one tool serious keepers and breeders trust. Track feeding, sheds, weight, breeding, and lineage, all in one place. Monitor your entire collection with ease, stay organized, and never miss a detail again. Whether you've got a few snakes or a full-scale operation, Husbandry Pro keeps your records dialed in and your animals thriving. And right now, you can try it. Free. Use code RIVENSFORGE. 60 and get 60 days free. That's Husbandry Pro, built for keepers by keepers.
ReptileAds.com is the modern marketplace for buying and selling reptiles, amphibians, and exotic pets. Built by Purple Turtle Technologies, we're creating the most trusted platform in the industry. Join thousands of breeders and collectors on the most trusted reptile marketplace. List your animals, connect with buyers, and grow your business with Reptile Ads. Enjoy our easy access to stores as well as a genetic calculator for your convenience. Stop by and check us out today.
And of course, thank all of those sponsors out there. They help me a lot in many different ways, and it's very appreciative. And hopefully, we can get them some views and people to buying their products and things as well. So,
Man.
what's your favorite project you're doing that you're working on? Show some of your favorite areas, how you want to go about it.
It's going to be the True Ghost stuff. I got into that whenever I first got a credit card. I went through and bought a 1.1 pair of black axanthic het hypos from Canova, or Canova back in, or Justin Kabilka back in the day, but then moved it to Canova, obviously. But this coming season, well, my gear's kind of spread out. Like, I don't really have all my stuff at one time. So I typically go by years. I'll say next year's stuff, because I've got some possibilities for combo True Ghost stuff this year still. But moving forward next year, I'll have this girl ready. So this is a Hypo Leopard Inchy Orange Dream Champagne Het Black Axanthic girl.
Very nice.
I've got both of her sisters still. One of them is for sale, but the other two sisters, they're both Orange Dream Inchy Champagnes without the leopard and 66% het hypo. But I'm really excited to see this in black and gray. Not to mention, still going to be shooting for the True Ghost True Ghost Onyx. I've got potential for a True Ghost GHI Yellow Belly Black Axanthic line. All my stuff is Black Axanthic. Like, I'm definitely a snob whenever it comes to it, unless I know that the breeder that I'm buying from has legitimate Black Axanthic stuff. I don't really try to mix the TSK with the regular TSK with Black Axanthic. I know that Black Axanthic is a line of TSK, but I feel like the line does make a difference, and I can see it in my visuals. So I have a Black Axanthic Pastel HRA, and he is, let me put her up.
All right, bud. And I know he's got some animals that are looking for new tubs, so we'll go through those. Let him show those off today too. If you have a tub that needs a new, if you have a tub that needs a new resident, please hit him up.
Exactly, I appreciate that. And yeah, so that's this guy, and there's no yellowing whatsoever. He's probably a good 500 grams or so now.
Yeah.
So he's not too far off from breeding. And I know how everybody feels about pastel, blah, blah, blah. But truly,
with
there's
Axanthic,
projects that pastel shines in still. And I know the byproduct, a lot of times people don't want to get it because, oh, everybody has it. But it's like, okay, that's all well and good. But at the end of the day, Puzzle, Desert Ghost, Axanthic, all look fantastic with pastel. So does Zebra. So people saying that they don't want it in their projects, like, I get it because it is in so many other areas. But at the end of the day, it still looks fantastic in other shit. And if you have it in your Xanthic stuff, it looks great. So does Orange Dream. Anything that has like a good gradient fade to it, it's almost like a reverse sunset kind of deal. And I don't mean sunset in the gene. I mean like actually looking at a sunset. So it's like,
Right.
yeah, that's the way it should go. But
Well,
another
I definitely agree. Pastel in some combinations are extremely great. I love the super pastel with puzzle. I mean, it's awesome.
oh yeah, that shit's golden. And it just, I mean, I understand where everybody's coming from, but at the end of the day, it's one of the first fucking genes around. What do you expect going to happen? Like it's going to be everywhere. But another breeder male that I'll be having in the Black Xanthic Hypo project is this guy. He is a bamboo GHI HRA het Black Xanthic, 50% het hypo.
Gotcha.
But got females for him. I'm going to shoot for super GHI Black Xanthic stuff because I've got 3 GHI females, 2 double het, and the one that is hypo, she's a shit eater, so she is much smaller than the other 2 sisters. Breeding one currently, about the other, and I would say that the hypo GHI is probably at least a season away. And then I'm also working Black Xanthic GHI hypo triple project. I've got she's a hypo pastel yellow belly het Black Xanthic het G stripe, and I've got the Quint het stuff where I bred a pastel cryptic G stripe desert ghost to my true ghost girl. And I'll show the true ghost girl off. She just shed, so she's looking nice. Putting on her size after her clutch, but this color palette on Onyx is going to look insane.
Yeah.
And then this color palette on Champagne is going to be amazing. And especially if I hit Leopard and Inchy in there and I actually get some pattern on it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna blow this one up. So you can tell us about this one. You ain't seen it for a very long time.
No, it has been a hot minute because that's the pastel het clown, right? That y'all got from Rhonda.
Yeah, I think it's blonde pastel, het clown, het hypo, maybe. I don't remember what else.
Possibility.
She's a
Yeah,
great.
Rhonda's been really good about helping me out whenever I've got just extra mouths to feed that I don't necessarily need.
Yeah.
She usually helps me out, gives me some trades on some stuff. She's the only person that I can get eggs for my egg eater snake for. So we've got and I've also been getting really big into my plants and gardening and shit like that. And she has too. And we're both kind of like on the spectrum kind of deal. So it's like we nerd out about plants now whenever I go over there, and we talk about that more than we do animals. So it's cool. Rhonda's always been awesome.
Do you have a snake over there now? I saw she had one in the store advertised. It looked like it was probably one of yours.
Yeah, I got recently. I think it was about 2 weeks ago now. An Inchy het hypo, Inchy red gene het hypo, and a leopard het desert ghost, and what was the other one? I wrote it down. I always like try to keep records of it just so that way I know at the end of the year, whenever it's time to do taxes, all that good stuff, what all I kept. But yeah, she's helped out, and we got a couple of shows coming up soon. I want to say the Fort Walton show, and then there's the Mobile show, a couple of Mobile shows, and the Pensacola show. But if it doesn't fall on a weekend that we're already like locked into a table vending, I'm gonna try and make it to the SERE show because I didn't get to go because of the snow this last time. And Daytona's cool. If you haven't ever been to Daytona, I always suggest going to that. But at this point, because Atlanta is closer,
Yeah.
than Daytona. If I had the option, I personally would go to the Atlanta show before I'd go to the Daytona show. Not that there's anything wrong with either one of them. They're both excellent shows. It's just at this point, Atlanta's closer. I've been to
Yeah.
Daytona twice, and I've been to the Sear show once. So it's time to balance that shit out.
Yeah, I think we're going to Daytona with the help of some friends. And but it's not really for me to go see snakes or buy anything because I'm sure that we'll try not to.
It might be a exercise in futility, but
But we
It's
got
called
good
the
to
wife
have
take
mindset.
everything away.
but
What's that?
It's like it's called wife take everything away.
she's gonna
Yeah.
she's gonna take all my. See, what's crazy though is I'll walk in down there, and if I want a snake, I'll walk out of it and not even pay for it because they'll say, just take care of it later.
Yeah. Put it
But
on
we
my
got a lot
tab.
of friends that's going to be there and things. So we want to, we've met through the community and online and stuff. We want to hook up with. So that's one of the biggest reasons. Let's
Yeah,
see. It
whenever
looks
you
like
get to meet somebody face to face that you've only seen online or whatever, it's a little different, you know? Like I feel like the the Daytona show was the first big show that I had ever been to. And I had talked to some people about it because like it's kind of nerve wracking a bit because you're sitting there and you're like, oh man, all these people that you like look up to, and it's like I don't want to look like a dipshit whenever I go up there. And I feel like I made a complete dipshit of myself in front of Bob and
yeah,
still embarrassed about it. Like I want to talk to him personally and be like, hey dude, here's the deal. So like I had talked to everybody and I was like, oh man, like what do I do? What's the proper decorum? Blah blah blah. And they're like, well, with it being a big show, they're not really going to have time to sit around and just like shoot the shit with you if you're not trying to buy something. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. And I'm not trying to keep them from making money, so like that makes sense.
yeah,
Well, one of the first tables we walk up to, like, is or that I'm at by myself. I'm sitting there and I'm looking at it. It's Bob's table, and Bob comes up to me, and before even thinking about it, I was just like, "Oh, hey, man. Yeah, I'm just looking. I'm not trying to buy anything right now." And just like, I didn't realize how off-putting that sounded until after I thought about it for a while. Because like, I'll just sit there and ruminate on shit, and it still bothers me to this day. It's just like I don't. I want to be like, "Hey, man, I wasn't trying to be rude. I was trying to make sure that I wasn't keeping you from buying something, and I screwed that up." Because like, he very well could have just been coming over to shoot the shit, you know. And like, I felt like a dumbass afterwards, and it was just like, all right, well, I'll get that back. I'll talk to him at some point and be like, hey, man, I was not meaning to seem like a prick if that's what I came off as, but
well, I'm willing
I'm
to
sure
bet.
I didn't, and I'm just overthinking it. But that's me.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm willing to
trying.
bet he didn't take it that way at all.
I'm sure he probably doesn't even fucking remember it. But like me, it's like you have those like key points in life where you do something and it just sticks in your head, and it's like, yeah, that's a core memory now until I figure it out and get it fixed. That's gonna remain. So it's like, all right, we'll iron it out one day. But yeah, I got to meet Chad Holker and Levinson and God, Brock Wagner for the first time. Like Brock, I talked to Brock a long time ago, like whenever he first started with a brewery. Like at one point, he was a part owner in a brewery, and at
Yeah,
the time, I worked at World of Beer, and I made sure whenever I went to Daytona, like I brought a fucking backpack full of beer, like a full-on cooler backpack, and I was just handing them out to like the homies that I had spoke to, and then I had only spoke to online and shit like that, and it was cool. Like passing out some of our product for the brewery that I worked at the time, and it was like, all right,
yeah, it's cool.
you meet all the people and you realize they're just regular cats like you, and at the end of the day they just got better stuff. So it's like they've
Well,
been doing it longer, they were better at it, and there's certain things that like I don't ever aspire to have 1,000 snakes. And like if there was a point where I could turn this into like my everyday, yeah, I
yeah,
would love that. But at this point I just want to make stuff that I want to see and be happy with what you have, you know? And there's a lot of little dinker projects, not like this is a gene, but like little things that I want to breed into stuff. And like, I'm not a numbers guy whenever it comes to breeding. I'm a let's try and put this, even though it's just potentially a phenotypical look, let's see if it still passes on. So I'll hold on to a single gene, like per se black pastel female, but because she has a certain look to her,
Yeah.
I'll hold on to that female, breed her, keep one, two, maybe three of the babies if they look similar to her. And if I got a male, I'm going to put it back. And I have a very reduced female that is banded and just really reduced, but she's not blade. You can tell it's not blade because it's like it waves over the top of the snake and hold on. And I put a single gene black pastel to her, and they look
Right.
really different.
It's kind of like the shatter that Chris Hernan just is proving out now. I think they thought that was just a phenotype kind of thing, but evidently it's a
Well,
gene and you can pass it on. So
yeah,
you got,
and I mean that's the fun part about this shit. Like so many people try to chase what the big guys are doing and all that stuff, and that's cool. And yeah, that's what's gonna sell and get on down the road and all that other shit. But if you're not creative enough to actually put your own thought into something and try things, you're
yeah,
missing out on one of the best parts of the hobby. It's not just let me reproduce what they reproduce so I can just try and ride those coattails. And not that everybody's trying to ride coattails because they're cool fucking combos and I want to make them too, but like I'm gonna put my own fucking stank on it, because like if I'm not trying to be me, I'm trying to be somebody else, and that's not true to who I am, and I'm not about that shit. But this is that female black pastel with the other gene, and you can just see how everything's not nearly as crisp and it's more reduced.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll try and get, but yeah, there we go. So I'm not saying it's a gene, but it's a phenotypical look. This is the male, and it's like the heads are blown out and they still have the eyebrows in them, but it just looks different. And because of that, I'm going to pursue it because it's the fucking fun part of it.
And that's how they all began, though. I mean, someone saw something that was just a little bit different and looked different, and a lot of times in the single gene form, it don't have a huge difference. But once you make a super or something like that, or in different combinations, it goes crazy.
Exactly. And sometimes it takes a while to prove that stuff out. Like I've got that female took 6 years till I got a clutch out of her, and I haven't gotten a clutch out of her since then. But I've been putting her son to her, and I'm gonna just keep on doing that until she gives me a clutch, just because I want to see what it looks like. And I mean, I've got another girl. I've had her for 6 years, and I've paired her up multiple times, but she's a possible quad head. So this will be the last year, and then if she doesn't give me anything, she's gonna go as a pet to somebody, and I'll sell her dirt cheap just because like she's a good snake. She eats semi-regular, but she just doesn't breed, and it's sometimes you got to know when to hold and know when to fold, and that bitch is about to get folded.
That's what Kenny Rogers said, huh?
What's that?
So that's what Kenny Rogers said. You got to
Yeah,
know when to hold them
exactly.
and know when to fold them.
I'm pretty caffeinated right now, so if I sound a little
Oh, that's fine.
fast, it's because of that. Yeah. What else did you want to see?
Just show us the one that you're looking to relocate.
Okay.
Let people know what you got to get. They may be somebody out there may be wanting something right now.
So I did pair her with a couple of males. So I'm gonna see if she finally took, because she does look a little thick and she hasn't been eating. So it's like, all right, well, we'll see. But she is, because like I said, the albino clown stuff was something I was really big into back in the day, and that's what I was shooting for. So she is het albino, het clown, possible het G stripe, possible het hypo.
Okay.
So I paired her with a hypo inchy G stripe male, and I paired her with a leopard inchy yellow belly orange dream clown het hypo het pied. So either we'll wind up with some clowns that are maybe hypo or not, and then maybe we'll wind up with some genetic stripe hypos or not. And if I get inchies or any combination of the other genes from the other dad, then we'll know what the deal was, and whether she proves out, she proves out. But I bought her from Jim Stelpflug of Wisconsin something, and we'll see if it happens. But if it doesn't, it doesn't, and somebody can get a nice pet for $50.
Right.
Uh, but yeah, I got a black pewter clown girl that I paired to a redhead het clown het pied. I just got a clutch from a hypo fire pin het clown to two different males there. Hypo blackhead inchy red jean ringer jean het clown and the redhead het clown het pied again. So if I got all hypos, then I'll know which male. If
Yeah.
I got some non-hypos, I know which male. And nice little Who's Your Daddy there. And the most recent clutch I had was a pastel cryptic G-stripe desert ghost male to a HRA leopard uh HRA leopard bamboo GHI girl. So making some hets there. And I have a double het clown black exanthic girl that I bred a pastel clown het black exanthic to. So she's swollen and she should be popping any day now because she just looks uncomfortable as all get out. Um, let's see.
They do some crazy things.
And I bred a disco inchy het black lace double het clown pied to the redhead double het clown pied on some super long odds, but
You never know.
I think she's going. And the same redhead het clown het pied male I bred to a GHI het clown, and I should be getting fire acid desert ghost clutch and a acid pinstripe desert ghost clutch. And I just bred, or I have been breeding a red stripe, yellow belly, G stripe, het clown to an orange dream, double het clown G stripe.
Nice.
And this guy will be going into my clown G stripe rotation as well. He is probable super leopard, yellow belly, inchy, orange dream, maybe. Hypo, het clown, het G stripe, 50% het pied.
Very nice. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a looker.
I would say he's
And
super
then-
leopard.
What's that?
So I would say he's probably super leopard for sure.
I would say so. I mean, the pairing that made him was a orange dream inchy leopard, yellow belly clown, het hypo, het pied to a pastel yellow belly leopard G stripe het hypo. So we should have some pretty dope ass babies from him within the next. Well, I'll try. I'm gonna try and get him up to breeding size by end of year, but
Oh, that won't be a
if that
problem.
doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. And here's this little boy that you guys really liked. He's growing pretty good now. He's up to eating on his own. So this is the one that I think is a leopard inchy HRA yellow belly het clown double het hypo pied male.
Right.
And this guy is just a stunner. That head's nuts on him.
Yeah, that almost looks like a carpet head.
Yeah, it really does. And just the color's really light on him. So, like, I made a couple of inchy HRAs, and inchy HRAs don't have the same allylic reaction that you get whenever you do inchy black pastel. Inchy
Right.
Black Pastel makes like a super, super orange color. But the Inchy HRA,
I move mine around and forget where I put them.
yeah, wherever you start getting a lot, man, it starts like, and you're rearranging,
Yeah.
it just gets a little confusing. Well, she's going into shed, so she's a nice little frosty color, not nearly as orange, and it's not picking up in this light anyway, so it is what it is. And then this is the Inchy HRA.
Yeah.
So really reduced, but the orange patterning gets blown out wherever you have the Inchy, or the black pastel patterning gets blown out wherever you do the pair, but it's going to be pretty sweet.
Oh, I agree. That's good. For sure. Keith said that head snap was inchy from that first one just a minute ago.
For sure. Let's see. So this snake is a half sibling to the one that Scent bought for me, but it's the same genes. This is a blackhead inchy, probable red gene, maybe ringer gene, because it's got a little spot over here that looks like a ringer. Het hypo male that I've got. This one's just a little bit older than the one that Scent got,
Yeah.
but very similar. It's going to go into the True Ghost project as well.
Oh, that'd be cool.
And then, let's see. All these babies are in shed, but this is the either visual triple het or quad het, and we'll start out with the only quad het. They're all going into shed, but this is a black pewter, het genetic stripe, het clown. Oh, no, not clown. Het cryptic, het genetic stripe, het hypo, and het desert ghost.
Nice.
Yeah. This is just the G stripe, triple het. And then we got the pastel triple het. Terrible lighting again, but we'll get it figured out eventually. And then we wound up with 4 black pastels. So
Yeah.
we're going to most likely, depending on the sex of the normal G-stripe and what these black pastels are, we'll probably wind up keeping either 1.1 or 1.2. And then the male of this will most likely go to the Quint het babies, but we're going to start plugging him into other stuff prior to, just to get more triple stuff rolling, more quad stuff rolling. And of the 3 Quint het babies, the 2 normals are eating fine, but the pastel girl I've still had to assist feed 4 times now, and she was the first one to eat, ate the very first meal, very first time, and then hasn't eaten on her own since then. The male, he's finally starting to eat on his own, and one of the other male, he had a really bad kink in his neck, and he would not have been able to swallow, so we had to send him to the freezer. But other than that, we've got a pretty decent amount of stuff for sale with size.
I think this question's for
And
you. So do you still got that Grim girl?
I do still have that Grim girl, and she's actually getting very close to breeding size as well. So she is a Grim Jedi Butter possible het clown, and
Where did she come
from Corey.
from? Okay. That's where my, I was gonna say that's where my Jedi Grim came from too.
Yep. Yeah, he fucks with the Grim Project and Jedi stuff. Well, the two together, really. I mean, I know that he's heavy into Grim, but this girl, I'd say I'm probably going to get about another 100 grams or so on her, and then I'm probably going to go start getting her studded out.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the Jedi and the Grim, but I really like Pixel too, though.
I do too. So we got a little hot take here. Um, I don't really want to jump into too much of the granite stuff until until not I until we start finding out that they're not all the same thing. Like
Yeah.
I mean, I know that a lot of them look different, and they all have. Because I mean, I'm in the Nanny/Carnage project. I got the Grim shit there, and I mean they're both granite type jeans, and I really like the Pixel and Malice. Really like the Malice stuff, but
Yeah.
like
That
I
stuff
mean,
Ashley
and the
got us
voodoo shit. The
going.
voodoo shit's cool, but like until I know what is the same gene, what's not the same gene, and if they're all separate genes, what are these subtle differences that are going to actually make a difference in the look? Because the look is what we all go for. Because I mean, like, I'll say this too, another hot take. Like, I don't have any skin in the game at all on this one. Is Monsoon and uh, Sunset. I
Yeah.
like both of them for different reasons, but for me, there's so much like certain genes. They really, to me, only look really good wherever you have a shit ton of other things in it.
Yeah.
And Monsoon Clown, I feel like it's going to be amazing, or it is amazing, but it looks better the more shit you put into it. And I don't have the time to put work into the Monsoon and the Sunset stuff to add the genes that I would like to see in it. And for me, certain stuff only looks right or looks really appealing for me personally once they do have all that stuff. And God bless all the people that put in the work to do those projects because, like, I'm the one putting in the work into True Ghost shit. So, like, everybody's got their taste and their flavor. But for me, those projects, they're going to be on the back burner more so because there's other shit I'd rather get into. Like, I'd like to jump into Zebra next. Puzzle is something that I don't have currently, but at the moment, I'm already rocking Clown, Cryptic, G Stripe, Hypo, Desert Ghost, little bit of the Black Lace stuff, and I think I'm forgetting something else, but like that's a shitload of recessive projects as is, and then the Black Exanthic stuff. So it's like you start getting to a point to where it's like, okay, the more recessives you put into it, the longer it's going to take you to get the visuals and blah, blah, blah. So you're already doing this. Let everybody else rock that shit. And then once you make what you're trying to make, sell it and then buy into the project when somebody else has already done the work, made the combo that you like and that you want to start plugging into your project. That
Yeah.
way, yeah, it's going to be more expensive, but you're cutting your time by a significant margin because you've already got the perfect snake for what you want, and then you start making your own hits and your own quads and triples and blah blah blah, and it's all about how you want to go about it. You can go the super long road that's cheaper, or you can go the super fast road that's more expensive, and it's just all about what your pocket can handle. And until my pockets get a little bit fatter, I want to hold off on some of that shit until we
Yeah.
get there. No, I have not figured it out yet, but I am still plugging away because Corey knows I've already done a lot with the project and I've got years and years into it. And it very well could just be line bred stuff. And that's the reason why it does look as spread out. And because I mean, shit, Corey's seen it. He came over and saw, like it was another one of those instances where I didn't do great on clown odds, but I got one amazing ass clown out of it, and then every other clown or every other black pastel, which was the rest of the clutch except I think one or two normals, and even the normals still had like a weird. Corey called it and said that it looked kind of like a molar because they do kind of look like molars. And oh shit, I got the one of the babies. And I know for a lot of people, oh, that's just a normal black pastel. Well, I've been breeding these bitches for over a decade, and the way that it looks is different. It's just more squared up and blocky. And
Yeah.
I know that they are a black backed animal, like this animal is, but when you look at the alien heads, they are squared up and more blocky. And it very well could just be a uh, interaction with Blade, because I definitely have Blade in my collection, just like anybody who has clown stuff at all. But it this season I should figure it out though, because 2 seasons ago I bred the hypo blackhead Anchi Regine Ringergene het clown male to a black pastel het clown female. She only gave me 4 eggs. I screwed up, didn't realize that my incubator was running at a much lower temperature than what it displayed that it was,
Yeah.
and I cut the eggs probably about 7 to 10 days early by what they would have been, because I cut them on day 55. But what it seems like, because the temperature was low, is more like a day 50, and 3 of the babies wound up dying, and 2 of them were 2 of the craziest looking clowns I had ever seen in my life. And if, well, she's going to go, and she's bigger now, so she's obviously going to hopefully give more eggs, and we have more chances, and I don't have typical shit clown luck, and I wind up getting some good stuff out of it, then we might be in a pretty good situation, and I might get more answers, but we'll see how that goes. But that's what I mean. Like, I'm a decade or more into the black pastel stuff that I'm doing that literally may or may not be het. Like, I have pos het clowns in here, but outside of that, that's all they are, just because they have a different look, and it's something that I'm trying to put into other clowns or other projects just to see what it does. I
Yeah.
would say I'm more of a specialty, like boutique type breeder, because I'm not really trying to have more than 25 clutches in a year, because I don't know what the fuck I would do if I had 25 at one time. So the fact that mine are spread out makes me really fucking happy, because it's a lot of work, especially whenever you have ones that won't start eating on their own, and it's like, okay, and then you wind up having issues with your rodents, and then it's like, okay, well, who's getting fed this week, who's not going to get fed this week, and blah blah blah, and then still trying to like keep customers happy, because you
Yeah.
start sending people away too much, and it's like they start finding a new rodent breeder, and it's hard enough to get regular rodent customers as is. So whenever you wind up losing them, it's like, oh, okay, you were buying $25 or so of rodents a week, and then you lose that, and it doesn't really seem like it's a lot, but that $100 is right at 1 week's worth of rodent food. So you got all your expenses that you have to cover, and it starts being a lot. And a lot of people don't take that into consideration whenever they start trying to breed. And it's like, there's a lot that goes into it. And if you don't have a steady rodent supply, if you don't realize how much just the logistics of, okay, well, I have to go get this, but it's an hour and a half away in bumfuck Egypt, and you have to go meet somebody at a gas station or meet somebody at wherever to get whatever you need for your rodents or your snakes or whatever, on top of just buying all the supplies. And it's a lot, and it takes up a lot of time. Like, I've been very close to burnout a lot recently, and that albino clutch fucked me up, dude. Like, I literally, that was probably the closest I've been to throwing it in the towel, because I was just like, man, the clutch that I've been waiting 5 years for shit the bed. And like, it just caught me at a bad time. And like, you already have other stuff going on in life, like you're depressed about something and shit
Right.
comes up, and you have to power through one way or the other. You fold, and I'm not trying to fail. So
No, not by no means. And I commend you. You've got a very good name in the community, everyone around here respects you and looks up to you, and we're pretty blessed in that we have so many good breeders in the area. I mean, we've got some really
We
good
really
folks.
do. We really do. And you guys are a good addition, man. Y'all just popped in to the community, and like you're already super well known. Like I whenever I said I was impressed with you, that wasn't me blowing smoke up your ass. Like the amount of people you've met and made connections with, and how many snakes you've went from to how many rodents and all the other different stuff that y'all are already jumping into, it's very impressive. Like it's a lot of work, and you've got the podcast stuff going, you've got all your animal shit rolling along perfect, and you're making partnerships, and like you guys have had a pretty meteoric rise in everything that we got going on as far as the reptile community goes. Because I mean, it's a big community, but it's not.
Yeah,
It's we're spread out, and I mean, it's growing every year, and that's the importance of having a good name and being good to people, because there's enough shitbags in the world that do not mind taking advantage of people and lying about what they've bred and lying about what's in an animal just to get it sold and get it out of the way. And
yeah,
you got to have scruples, like, because the more that you take care of somebody, the more that they're going to have a good experience. And then they talk about it to their friends. But then you sell some kid a sick animal, they take it home, they make it their best friend for 5 days, and it dies, turns up belly up. That's going to be the worst taste in that kid's mouth, let alone the parents. And
definitely
I
so.
don't ever want that experience. Like I had somebody that they had gotten a snake from me and then a couple of snakes from someone else at a show, and they went to somebody's house that had mites, and then they got back to their house, got mites on all of their snakes, and then they called me and they were talking about everything. Well, the baby ball python was so little, and they didn't, I guess, realize it in enough time that it wound up passing on them. And I was like, hey, I don't want you to have a bad experience. So because it was my animal that passed, I know that it left me, because I mean, this was weeks, maybe even like a month and a half, I think, afterwards, that the snake had died. And I
Yeah,
was like, whenever you're ready for another animal, just let me know. I'll get you something on the house better, because I want you to know that I'm going to take care of you if you get an animal for me. And a lot of people aren't willing to like make that sacrifice. But at the end of the day, if you have somebody that you do wrong or they feel wronged by you, they'll go talk mad shit about you more than they would if you had taken care of them, because that's
definitely.
typically the way bad news travels. It goes faster than good news does, because it's like all the bullshit they put on the news, like bad news sells, good news people don't really care about because it's not interesting unless you're into the drama and shit. And it's like,
That's it. Everybody
I would
flocks to
just
the
much
drama.
rather. What's that?
So that's it. Everyone flocks to the drama.
Exactly. And I do my best to avoid that shit. It's toxic and it'll bring you down. I mean, some stuff you just want to know because it's like, okay, that person did some really sideways shit with animals. And then, like, people have bad stuff happen in their personal life and people try to translate it to everything else. And it's like, you don't know what happened. You don't know their situation. You don't know what went down. And unless you are involved with it, you're speculating and you're just continuing the shitty part of the drama. Like, people are too quick to judge nowadays without trying to figure out both sides, and then they just take sides. And it's like, I get it, that's the tribalism aspect of it, but at the end of the day, the more that you can try and be understanding or accepting, or at least just not a shit starter, the world's going to turn out to be better. And I feel like there's enough drama in animal breeding, because I know that they all have drama, from dogs to llamas, horses,
Right.
snakes, whatever. And
Game
it's
chickens.
just better to keep your nose out of it.
Game chickens will get you in trouble.
What's that?
I think game roosters will get you in trouble.
Oh yeah,
You talk about drama there. It hand in hand for sure.
that is
Well,
for sure.
Jake, we really appreciate your time today and coming on and everything. And it won't be the last time. And if you want to jump in on Fridays, the keys, and holler at me if he isn't available. I'll get you a link to you so you can jump on or whatever. And we
yeah.
need to see more of you and get you out there more for sure. Got a lot of nice stuff. You're very helpful. You've been good to us. And, you know, I can't appreciate it enough. I mean,
Well, you
even though
guys have been awesome since I met you, and I do appreciate everything you've already done from getting me on Satchmo's show that time and helping out with it was you and Johnny with the keys thing. And I am going to try and get in there on this Friday if we don't have shit going on because I'm terrible at planning. Like, I don't ever. I'm glad that you were tagging me in this because I know that once it stuck in my head and like you posted the thing of it, I
right,
was like, yeah, okay, this is in my head. This has got to happen. Don't forget it. Don't forget it. Don't forget it. And I was more prepared for this. I thought I was going to be better prepared with the lighting, and I thought this was good, but it's okay for my face, but it ain't picking up the snakes. We'll get it figured out, and
lighting
we'll
is
look better the next time we come through.
lighting can be a pain in the ass for sure.
That's for fucking sure. Because that's part of the reason. So that's the other thing that I didn't bring up earlier, and I'll knock this out quick. My morph market, I let that lapse. It's only on the free shit right now because I haven't been able to take pictures. Until I get good pictures and everything's like looking the way that it should, as opposed to this picture looks this way because of lighting, this picture looks this way because of lighting. I'm going to do a really big drop and then probably add bigger drops as the babies start to come along. But I'm going to get Morph Market up and rolling again, and I'm going to try and get on Zach Parpart's site.
Reptile ads.
Yeah. I started a thing on it, but I haven't got any animals or anything loaded up. But once I get everything rolling, I'm going to try and knock that out and then make sure I update my Square site. So I'm going to try and do that this week while I'm not selling rodents, and then we'll get everything set up. And other than that, I do appreciate y'all having me, and we'll definitely do it again if you guys will have me. I'll
Always.
see y'all soon.
All right. Well, we're going
All
to
right, brother, y'all have
we're going to sign off from there. And if you want to hang out backstage for a minute, or if you have to go, it don't matter, whichever. But I want to
Okay, I can do that.
thank everyone for coming out today and spending some time with us. I know there's
Absolutely.
other shows going on right now. FNA, I believe, has got their show today. Everybody keep AJ in your prayers. His father passed this week, and that's tough. You know, mine passed in
Really tough.
1970 when I was 4 years old, and I suffer from it today. You know, it's part of
Sure,
your
man.
life. But everyone
Yeah,
have a great Sunday.
My
Everyone,
dad's still with us and everything, thankfully, but it's one of those things where it's part of life that sucks, and we just got to keep doing the best that we can because we know that the loved ones still watch over us. So,
that's right.
that said,
They're still there.
go ahead and boogie, and we'll see you backstage.
All right, buddy. Everyone have a great
Thanks,
Sunday.
Jake.
Everyone have a great
Thanks, Serena.
Sunday. Reach out to your family and let them know you love them today.